Next time on Dock of Shame.
Holy shit, Matt.
Who is this?
So he's a man called Troy Zan. He has been on Survivor.
Yeah.
Gwen has to listen to new age music, which I feel like was a bigger meme in 2008.
I paused for a split second because I had to do something, and then I looked back, and all I saw was just like space and floating floating asteroids and a unicorn, and I was like, is this the same show?
Welcome, campers, to the Dock of Shame podcast. My name is Matt, and joined with me today are...
My name is Chris, and sometimes I lay awake at night thinking about what would have happened if Marty McFly fucked his mom.
Whoa.
I don't know what to say. I'm just stunned.
I didn't realize that kind of language was allowed here.
Absolutely.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent Marty McFly's mom over as he did his son. Hi, my name is Walsh.
Like, I don't know how to top that. Like, I'm just stuck. So my name is Gabe. Fuck me.
It's okay, Gabe. we came in hot for the first part of this recording.
Yeah, poor, like, who? What are we supposed to do at the end? Like, really? Like, how do we follow that?
I don't know. You can't top that, but who are you?
Alright. I'm Kelsey, and I just realized I said next time on Dock of Shame instead of last time.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. But who's gonna know? I was eating a bunch of chips, so like.
We'll find out in post.
And you know what? No, it works. No matter
Either
what,
way, I'm
it
keeping
works.
it.
Yeah.
I guess this is next time.
I guess so.
Yeah. So this is our first ever Dock of Shame episode with a special guest.
Oh my god!
Kelsey has been on Table Party before. So go listen to that, and you can hear her a lot more. But she's joined us for this special episode.
I didn't realize I was the first one. I'm really stressed out now.
Guys, it's
you're
a
fine.
crossover episode.
It's a crossover episode.
Kelsey, could you tell us a little bit about your experience with the show?
Yes, please.
So growing up, I had a brother, and he really liked the show, and so I now watch it to remember him.
Aw. Aw.
Because I don't see him a lot. He stays in his room.
I was like, who's your brother? But
No, Chris watched this like a ton when we were growing up. I remember him being very particularly obsessed with it and very particularly akin with Owen. So I
Yes.
I remember this from that. When I watched this episode in preparation, the theme song came on and I started singing along, and I was like, how do I know this? And then I remembered. I was like, oh right, this was a thing. And so I have that background knowledge, and then I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the episode. I kind of felt, even with
That's
the
good.
22 minutes that I watched, I felt like I was invested in the outcome of the other people.
Good.
So, yeah.
That's good that a show like this can do that.
Yeah.
All right, now that we're at the end of the episode, is everybody ready to give their ratings?
Yeah. I will say my love of Owen has quite faded upon this rewatch, but I will say that he is still very much akin to me, even though I dislike him more.
Oh. Well, save the bees.
Yeah.
bees?
Save the bees.
Dr. Bees. Sorry.
Never apologize, Matt. You're a wonderful human being.
Did I answer the question, or was there more?
No,
that's
okay.
good.
You
That's
got
as
it.
much
You
as
got
we
it.
needed.
I think
Okay.
there was just this downtime. A little bit.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me pull up my red pen.
I'm
gotta-
wiping the sweat from my brow. This is a lot. I'm the
You got a
first one.
99 because there's no such thing as a perfect paper.
God damn it.
You're so pretentious.
So the episode begins with our recap. Chris mentions that, hey, we got more drama now that Eva and Izzy came back. I'm pronouncing it. Ever since Lindsay started calling her Ava, I keep wanting to say Ava for some reason. Eva and Izzy came back into the game. Mentioned that Eva got kicked out, and also called it invincibility. That's different than immunity on Survivor. Just wanted to point that out because they use invincibility a lot.
So something I don't know what it is. I feel like do you think it's like a copyright thing?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
It's so very weird that they kept on using invincibility, because that's absolutely not what invincibility means.
Right. I think they wanted it to sound like a little bit different.
I get that.
Yeah. And Chris does call this the most thrilling episode yet. Not a campfire ceremony. Episode. The entire episode is the most thrilling yet.
Oh, I also wanted to mention something else from the recap.
Yes.
I mean, not as good as the line, like who will draw the line, who will cross the line. But Chris dropped, who will be selfish, who will be selfless, who will eat shellfish.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And nobody eats shellfish.
Yeah,
no one does.
There was not. I'll believe there was barely any sea creatures in the episode. I don't think.
No, yeah, you're right. We get our establishing shot, and a naked squirrel, by naked I mean totally shaved, but wearing underwear, walks out of a tree holding a cup of coffee.
So what is that? I feel like that has to be related to some sort of episode that happened.
I don't remember a squirrel getting sheared.
Wow. Wait.
Nope.
So now this recap, sorry, excuse me, but this recap is for the episode that we watched. You're not talking about the previously on, right? I'm just trying to make sure that I'm
the thing that I'm now talking about is this episode.
okay, because I swore that was a cat coming out of that tree. I did not understand that was a naked squirrel. So that's why I was like making sure I was lining up that that we're talking about the one I watched.
Squirrel.
Okay, all right. Thought it was a cat, and that was very confusing. That was worse. I was like, wow, this show's really out there.
Yeah. A bird flies by and splats on the door of Leshawna's new trailer that she seems to love very much, although didn't seem to get a good sleep in. We get a couple more shots of Trent swimming and Gwen sitting on a tree sketching him. And the camera gets in her face. She shoves it out of the way and then says in the confessional and makes us absolutely sure that she does not have a crush on Trent.
Teenager things. Just girly things.
I was about to say that.
And then Chris fires a cannon into Leshawna's trailer and blows it up.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? She literally got this like last episode, and it's like, well, she can enjoy something. It's like, no.
Did we know of a time limit in which she can enjoy the trailer, or is it just?
It was said rest of the show, rest of her time on the island.
Oh, excellent! I see. Well, they lie as usual.
Yep. And Chris is doing a pirate voice in this episode, and invites all the contestants to the amphitheater, where he gets to explain the challenge. Who here has a hankering for a good old-fashioned treasure hunt?
Oh my. Oh no. We have arrived at the... We now reenact the voices portion.
That's how my Five Nights at Freddy's fanfiction starts.
Yeah.
Oh. Tell me more. No. So Chris goes into his description, mentions that, they're not actually looking for treasure, or they're not looking for treasure itself. They're looking for hidden keys for treasure. It's not hidden, and it's not treasure, but Chris is still going to do the pirate thing anyway.
I guess the keys are hidden, technically.
True.
Tactically speaking.
That is true. Duncan calls him out on it, but of course Chris just moves on. They're looking for...
I just imagine just one of these episodes. He's just like, Chris, what the hell? This is fucked up. And Chris is just like, you know what? You're right. And roll credits.
God, Duncan is quite a character. Just thinking about him in later seasons, he's something.
For those who don't know, he actually transforms into like a giant Godzilla monster. So.
Yeah. That's actually his true form.
You say that? That is a plot point for a character in one of the later seasons.
Excellent.
I am not kidding you.
Quality.
Yeah. So he also mentions that one chest has invincibility, which the other ones do not have. All the rest just have regular prizes. And each contestant gets a clue, has to randomly choose a clue to where their key is currently stored. So this is a challenge where kind of based on random, each contestant has a different task to complete, which makes for interesting cartoon TV. Not necessarily a fair game, but you know. Thoughts on the challenge?
What I thought was kind of, I mean, as a joke, I guess, was that he's saying pull a clue or walk the plank, and the clues are quite literally planks of wood.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
No, I was just gonna say I thought the challenge was like okay, but I think for the most part it was I think most of the time the challenge is like considered the central element of the episode. It was in no way, shape, or form the central element of the episode, and therefore I think served its purpose, but wasn't anything extraordinary either.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, it served its purpose for like supplying visual gags, and more so just keeping the main plot moving, but didn't really like the characters had to do their own plot on their own. It wasn't like they intertwined, but it was more just like it was going to be what's happening in the background while the characters do their thing.
Totally. So we see right away Owen gets the bear. And Chris breaks his pirate voice and mentions that he was really hoping that Owen would get the bear. Heather has to break into Chef's fridge. Jeff gets the septic tank. And that's all we see right now. And then they have to find the keys and bring them back by 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you scallywags.
Wow.
Is this just like a running joke that Jeff just is destined to just smell like garbage?
It's funny that you say that, considering what happens next episode.
I think that one person is chosen to stink per episode. And it's been mostly Jeff, but I think no matter what, someone will get the stink.
Someone will have stink lines on them.
Haha, stinky funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the show is it leans heavy on toilet humor.
Absolutely.
1000%.
Almost every scene, something either smells bad or is a literal toilet. There's every scene. And I was like, wow, this is just a running, is it them pandering to children? I don't know.
Kind of.
Partially.
Yeah.
I see you've never heard of high-class humor.
Apparently not.
I will say, Owen has been farting less.
That is true.
They're developing his character.
Also true.
Wow.
There have been episodes where you couldn't count how many times Owen farted during an episode on just 2 hands, and I don't think he farts once this episode.
No.
Somebody leaves fart bubbles in the water. I remember that much. I thought.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's in the intro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's the intro.
And that's Owen. So technically,
Yep.
Owen does fart every episode.
Every episode.
Okay, fair. Heather disses Chris's pirate tights in the confessional. And then Owen mentions that he's very happy about the treasure, but really upset that there's a bear involved.
Is it the same
But
bear
there's treasure.
from
But
the...
It's also like
Treasure.
Owen is always involved with this fucking bear.
He is. Remember the camping episode?
The camping episode, or even like the sleepwalking episode.
In the, I guess it was the recap from last episode, but the bear was on the log and then it fell into the water and all of its fur got eaten off by the piranha. Is it the same bear? Like, is it the same bear every time?
Different bear.
Oh,
Different bear.
okay.
Different bear.
This specific one that rolled on the logs was like a Russian like log rolling champion named Molotov.
Wow. I did not anticipate that answer.
Yes, and who,
Like, at all.
who gets stripped of its fur, but luckily finds the clothes of a eliminated contestant, and gets very excited over it.
Oh, and it was stripped of its fur because they were log rolling over piranha-infested waters.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I got that. Yep. Huh. All right. Cool.
It happens.
Yeah.
We see Trent. He has to get his key from a post that is being circled by sharks. And Trent just goes and finds some fish, throws them in the water, and then gets it really easily. I think this is the most competent that Trent has ever been.
Yeah, it seems like it.
For the moment.
Because he's not injured.
Yeah.
Gwen is very impressed and shows that how impressed she is. Heather has to get the key from the fridge without getting caught by Chef. That part's important. Extra challenge in there. So she slowly walks up to the door. She opens it. Chef is in there with a cleaver, and then she just slowly closes it and walks away.
No, that was really funny because not only like is Chef in the freezer, but he is the shape of the freezer.
Yeah.
Like he just is the whole refrigerator, and just close that and walk away.
Why was he holding a cleaver?
He's a chef.
And scary.
Yeah, but he's in the fridge. Like, why? What are you cleaving in the fridge or freezer?
He needs to protect the key. It's his fridge.
It's
But-
a weapon against Heather.
Okay, so just not that I'm really going to start to argue the logistics of the show because I think we're past that, but the the like if the key was hidden in there for this game and like the key is meant to open something that is associated with the challenge, yes, then
Yes.
Part of this specific challenge is doing it without Chef, while also trying to not get past Chef.
so he is specifically, so I thought he was just like in his kitchen being like a bastard regardless. So like, okay,
Well,
all right, that's fine.
he's like that, and I do think that it is implied that like generally the contestants are not allowed to have access to the refrigerator, and he would act like that anyway beyond the challenge. But because it was part of the challenge is to try to get past the chef. So I think. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's just him acting the way he usually would, and also because the heightened intensity of it being the challenge.
Yeah,
That's
he
acting that way.
usually is very on guard about like making sure nobody gets into the fridge.
Totally.
So the fact that now he even knows like someone's going to be actively trying to get in, is like, don't mess with my fridge.
So then
Yeah.
wouldn't we consider this to be slightly imbalanced that somebody has to get past the big scary cleaver man as opposed to like
definitely.
Yes.
like
absolutely.
the skunk? Like skunks suck, but like that doesn't have a cleaver and has agency to murder you. Like there's
Well,
two different.
That is the name of the game when it comes to this show. It is all unfair for the
That's
most
fine.
part.
And
Yeah.
has anybody?
And you could try to justify it by saying like, oh well, they all took random clues, so it could have been anybody who got stuck with that. That's up to luck. But like some of them are trying to get past shark-infested waters or like dance like in front of crocodiles, while other ones is like jumping through a hoop of fire, or like you said, the skunk one, which from the memory of the ones that happened was probably one of the easier ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was concerned for the skunk for a second, but it was fine. Has anybody ever seen Sleepaway Camp, the movie?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Yes, unfortunately.
I know you were very distraught about that, but that's I'm getting a lot of vibes from just the scenery of it. It's like, so the camp from Sleepaway Camp is actually called Camp Arawak. So, and the cabin specifically where I guess it's the mess hall, like where the fridge is and where Chef is, that is very, looks like it's almost taken straight out of Sleepaway Camp. So it like,
Nice.
yeah. Anyway,
Anyone ever
It's a
seen Bunked
terrible-
on Disney Channel?
No.
That show is horrible.
What is
I'm
it?
sorry. Bunked.
No.
Good.
Is it a bad camp show?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So is Sleepaway Camp, but in like a good way if you like campy old 1980s slasher films. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Speaking of skunks, that's where Gwen's key is. It's in a skunk hole.
Mm-hmm.
And Trent offers to help her since he already has his key, and there's nothing in the rules that says you can't. So he suggests, hey, we can just pour water down the hole, get the skunk out, skunk will be fine, and you can just get the key. And it's there's the exchange that's can skunks swim? Totally cool. That really got me. It's like, are they in love or something? Are they crushing on each other? I can't tell.
Or are they just high?
I felt that this is going to be very specific and weird, but I felt that the animation of pouring the water down the skunk hole and then the little skunk like being pushed out with the water and swirling around on the ground all days was very beautiful animation. I was impressed.
It was nice.
I was like, that was very satisfying to watch, but I actually rewound it and paused it in different instances because I thought that they made the skunk look dead. Like, I thought its eyes were glazed over, and I was like, oh
no.
my god. I was really upset about it, and then he was fine. He's just surprised, as I would be if somebody came in and drowned me out of my home. But,
yeah,
so he's good. He's fine.
He'll be fine. Cut over to Lindsay, who's helping Heather sneak into a chef's kitchen now from a rope going through the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And Chef is asleep, but there's a chainsaw on the table. That part's important. Manages to get the key, tugs on the rope, and Lindsay's pulling her back up. But Lindsay is having trouble with a bee, so she lets go of the rope. Heather starts to fall and lets out a scream, but Chef stays asleep. And then the key's falling in slow motion. And Heather turns upside down and catches the key right before it hits the ground. Excellent move.
I kind of wanted the rope to snap.
That's what I was.
That's what the show would do.
I was expecting that, where it was. I thought it was going to be, got it, and then mess up. But
yeah.
So 2 things. One, Heather screams. When the rope messes up and she almost drops it, she screams out loud. Right. And it's that didn't wake him, and then she's like, but the key hitting the ground will. I mean, cartoon logic, it definitely would have.
Yes.
But, just the scream didn't wake him up. And then, of course, Chef, wakes up, sort of wakes up for a second to, say something that he was dreaming about and then falls back asleep.
How come all the other kids get ponies?
Yeah, that's what I...
I think the first 3 or 4 times I've seen this episode, I did not know exactly what he said, so I'm glad I know the context of it now.
You gotta watch it with captions. The captions
That's
tell
true.
you everything except Trent's name.
Yeah. the past traumas of Chef just slowly get revealed over the course of the series, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Cut back to when Gwen and Trent now pour the water down the hole. The skunk floats out and Gwen gets her key. Confessional where Gwen mentions that it was moderately cool of Trent to do that for me. And then finally breaks and says, okay, I think I'm into him. And even calls him incredible. And then Trent mentions in his confessional that he's really into her and says, I'd take a skunk shot for her.
Wow.
And then...
Yeah, I'm with Gabe.
Gabe, do you want to elaborate on your
No.
Yep.
It's rather keep that just.
I'm with you, Gabe.
And then they kiss.
Would you like to share with the rest of the class? No.
And then Chris pauses the replay and is looking for Ton.
Chris is such a freak. That's such a no.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
They're 15.
Wait,
They're 16, but
wait,
also
they're all
16.
supposed to be 16?
Yes.
They're all 16, yeah.
They make them look like grown adults.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I mean, I know they're 18 in later seasons, but
Still.
No, that's weird.
It's not good.
No. But they also pan out, because Heather and Lindsay have watched them, and Heather mentions that, boyfriend and girlfriend is just another fancy word for alliance. We have to break them up.
No, see, I'm going to lash out at Heather later in this episode, but I will say that is a very fair logic, because from my years of watching Big Brother and seeing the showmance go on for way too long, that's a frustration that needs to be taken care of in most seasons. So I get it. It from that standpoint.
No, it's a good play.
What did you say first about Heather? I missed what you said when you prefaced.
Oh, I said I'm going to lash out about Heather later, but I was just saying that I understand the need to go after them.
Yes.
I'm so sorry about the loud motorcycle outside my window. I can't do anything about that.
That's all right.
Good cover.
And then so that's Heather's confessional, and then we cut to
It's my
Lindsay's
chainsaw
confessional.
getting ready for Heather.
We cut to Lindsay's confessional, and she's peeing.
Lindsay's confessional had me dead. I think that was probably the funniest moment from the episode for me.
This is the hardest that I have laughed, like, I think, watching this show so far. She's just reading her magazine and peeing like it's a regular outhouse, and not the confessional.
Pretty good.
Yeah, there's your potty humor.
That's great.
The confessional is a literal toilet
Literal
Yes.
toilet outhouse.
with constant flies.
Yep.
Potty humor.
Yes.
Potty humor.
Not of it.
See, I
Duncan's
don't-
task.
'cause- Yeah, go ahead.
So, no, you go.
I was gonna say, for me, it wasn't even like lowbrow kind of potty humor. It was just much more like the, just the everyday like energy of it. Of just like this is normal, but just forgetting everything that has happened so far for the entire fucking series. What this outhouse is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like it's like all of a sudden it's a reminder, like, oh yeah, by the way, all these times that you see these characters talking privately to the audience, yeah, they're in an outhouse that's that people go in. And it's just like that little reminder.
And I think too that it comes right after a regular confessional.
It does. I think it's sandwiched in there.
Yeah.
I was referring to the outhouse generally as potty humor. I also thought that was a very clever humor point that they had her doing
Yes.
that.
Oh yeah.
Could you tell Lindsay's stupid, Kelsey?
Naive, I think, would probably be a nicer word for it. She like, that's everything. Like, she's the dumb one. That's like her whole shtick.
She's the dumb hot one, yeah.
The dumb hot one. Cool. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that so much, but it's fine.
I'm sorry. That's just what.
No, it's not your fault. It's not, you didn't do it. I just meant
2007 cartoon humor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Some of the characters in particular, I was like, is this seems a little heavy-handed. This seems like it might offend people, but
Yeah, a little bit here and there. I think
sprinkled,
that
not terribly, but like here and there. I was like,
no, I think that for the most part, like the compared to later seasons, these characters are a lot more nuanced for this show, despite the fact that they do absolutely play on stereotypes.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially reality contestant stereotypes.
Yes.
Yeah. Next up, Duncan. His task is to jump through a rain of fire. And Chris mentions that his tough exterior seems to be helping him. This is probably...
Yeah, he's
Other
narrating
than
like
maybe
he's
DJs,
watching like
this would probably be
National
the
Geographic.
easiest... yeah. Other than DJs, this would probably be the easiest one to do out of all of them.
The bunny.
No, jumping through the fire.
Well, no, I meant
guess
like
the bunny.
I feel like the bunny is the easier one, I should say.
True. Maybe not that specific
I don't
bunny.
know.
Yes. Well,
Did we get to the bunny yet?
Because
Because I had something to say
No,
about
we
the
haven't
bunny.
we haven't gotten
Okay,
there yet.
remind me.
Okay.
No, we've not gotten there yet.
We cut then to DJ, who is out of his league climbing a fucking tree, which he's definitely done before in previous episodes, but whatever. A woodpecker's pecking the branch that he's on as he's trying to reach out and try to get the key. And then we cut to Jeff. And Jeff's is in the septic tank, which we know. But in order to get into the septic tank, Jeff decides to go through the toilet.
There's that toilet.
I don't know
Okay, hold on.
how he gets in there.
It's we know how cartoons work. The characters can morph their bodies into all kind of shapes and sizes.
Right.
So he could easily squeeze through those tubes.
Yep. And it cuts away at just the right moment when his foot is already in there. Lindsay's key is in a beehive. And Izzy comes up and is like, "Hey, I'll help you out for this." And she walks back covered in bees, and then the bees all go into a cloud and start chasing Lindsay into the lake. We switch over to Owen, and the bear has the key on a necklace around its neck, and Owen has to get it from there. We see the bear adjust in his sleep as Owen's coming up to it, and then the bear puts an arm around Owen, and Owen just goes, "Oh no!"
Well, my favorite thing. This is in the non-censored version. Is what the whole time he's actually saying, "Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap!"
I need to start watching those rather than the Netflix.
Yeah,
one.
and the entire time, instead of saying "Oh no," it's just been like, "Oh crap!" Yeah, crap infinity. Like he just does that.
That is so
over and
much
over.
better. That is so much better.
Than no infinity. Yeah.
Yeah. Izzy's is with a snake, and she calls it cute. Like, "Oh, you're a cute little thing," and then it bites her in the head,
Wow.
and she just faints.
Yikes.
So I am so happy that that Izzy is back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like she's such a great even like with the beehive moment, I was like, just her covered in bees. Like Izzy is the best. But it was just, I think it was the animation of it and just how it was of the teeth just sinking into her head. Like at this point and every time that it happens afterwards, it makes me so uncomfortable.
It gives me joy every single time because it's almost like the snake just keeps on biting her head and she's just like, yeah, whatever. You know, she's just chill with it at this point.
I think to me it's
as
just
it-
like how deep it just like easily goes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
like into the skull.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I got that.
There were two things I guess that really made me uncomfortable this episode. That was one of them.
That was one of them. Izzy or Heather comes around to Izzy and mentions, "Hey, we need to have an alliance meeting." I don't know when the conversation happened about Izzy being in Heather's alliance.
Yeah, that never happened. I think
No.
that it was they needed a third wheel since Beth was gone, and Izzy was just like, "Oh, hey, you're new. You're back here. You returned here. You have no one. Let's latch you on." I kind of wish those conversations happened, but I get it. You need to include the shitty love story. I get it.
Right.
Yep.
But Izzy doesn't even do anything for this specific thing.
Oh
though,
no, yeah, like she's just there.
Yeah.
It's just she's just a present.
Yep. So she and Izzy go to the lake where Lindsay is. Lindsay is covered in stains. Izzy has the snake like wrapped around her now. And Heather wants Lindsay to write a letter to Gwen. We get a quick cut to Leshawna, who's on a terrible-looking bridge above alligators with the key in a glass, just sitting in a glass, which is just a weird. I'm okay.
Man down.
Matthew,
The alligators got him.
Alligators
we're
got
losing
me.
him.
Which is just like a weird setup compared to the rest of them.
Yes.
Oh my god! All the fluff from this episode, it's stuck in Matt's throat. We need to get it out of there.
The padding, all the padding.
Lindsay leaves the letter on Gwen's bed and then has to hide under it because Gwen is right there. And then cockroaches start to climb on her. Or that.
No.
Was that the other
this
one?
Was it. This was it.
Claustrophobic spot.
Not a roach fan?
Yeah.
It's like, I think it was more the bugs than the claustrophobia.
Yeah.
But just like.
Well, I think the combination of the two is just like if there's bugs crawling on you, you can if you're loose, you can try to like shake them off. But the fact that you're in a tight space, you have the bugs crawling on you, like that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's like one of my biggest fears.
Understandably. But the note mentions for them to meet at the Dock of Shame. They said it at 5 or whatever. Gwen,
we did it, guys. We included the title of the podcast in our episode.
They did it! They said it!
yeah, they said it. Oh, so that's why they call it. Gwen buys it, hook, line, and sinker, and after Gwen leaves, Lindsay runs out screaming, covered in roaches, and Gwen just, like, doesn't care.
Yeah. this is like the I was like the first thing that I was just like, man, the logic here is starting to wane a little bit.
She ran out of an empty room.
Yeah, exactly.
She
That's
was
what
like,
I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
She was too love-stricken to notice.
You get a quick transition shot of a gator eating the seagull with the plastic rings around it. And then cut to Jeff in the septic tank, and you can hear all the squishing. And he's just shouting, "For the love of all that's good, someone tell me where this key is!" And Lindsay and Heather are talking about their plan. Lindsay has to give Heather a signal after she leads Trent to her. And then we cut to the dock. And Heather is impatient. Lindsay is bringing Trent around. And Heather starts to fake cry about something, and Trent goes up to comfort her. And Heather complains about how mean Gwen is, and Trent's trying to be nice. He's like, "Oh, you just need to get to know her a little more." And then they hug, and then, well, I should say Heather hugs Trent, and then Heather's like, "Well, Gwen said so much bad things about you to all the girls, that you're like a cliche and your music stinks, and she's just stringing you along so she can get farther in the game." And Trent fucking believes her and is super, super bummed about it. Lindsay starts making bird noises to note to Heather, "Hey, Gwen's coming." And so she kisses Trent. Gwen sees, drops the letter, and runs away crying.
Okay. So look, I was gonna say I was gonna blow up at Heather, but you know what? Whatever. What's so annoying about this segment is I get it. You gotta have this drama. It's building up to what the finale of this episode is ultimately gonna be. I get it. The annoying thing is, who in their right mind at this point, after everything that we've been through this season, why would you believe a word of Heather's fucking mouth?
I don't know.
I don't understand. That makes no it makes no sense. Like the fucking creatures in the trees know that Heather's a raging fucking bitch. Why the fuck? What the fuck is happening, man? Like, this makes no sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
I was going to say shit about Heather, but I think you covered it.
like Heather, fine. Heather's a bitch, and you can we can absolutely roast her for doing this horrible shit. But also, Trent, you're a fucking dumbass, and you deserve what you get.
Yeah, Trent's dumbassery here cannot be understated.
Yeah.
Will say though, from a game move, well done on Heather's part.
It's fine. Yes, I can't you can't go after it. It's just it's atrocious from a human point of view.
No,
but
it sucks.
It's a whatever you gotta break up the couple, I guess.
Yeah, and just a defining moment for Heather's character.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my favorite part of it is, of course, Heather kisses him and his eyes are open, he's not sure how to react, and right after she gets off of him and pulls away, he has one hand over his chest in a fist and the other hand on his head, and I wrote down the note, "Trent took psychic damage." He's just so confused and he's just he's taken now his head hurts.
And it's I do wonder, and again we could talk about there's a good important details about how this episode ends, about why it ends up ending the way it does, but I will say that I genuinely wonder what, and obviously they purposely wrote it in this way, but I would just be curious as to what if Trent didn't believe Heather? Would there have been some sort of effort on Trent's part to try to repair things with Gwen before the end of the episode? I don't know. Just curious.
Yeah, I don't know, because at this point they both hate each other.
Right.
And they both. Trent walks away to a beach. Gwen walks away to what I assume is some other dock, because she was just at the dock.
He was at the beach.
But they kissed at the dock. What if we kissed at the dock of shame? Haha, unless...
Oh,
But
I get what you mean. Yes.
Heather and Trent kissed at the dock, and then they both ran away, and then Gwen is on the dock.
A little continuity.
Yelling.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Well-
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, I assumed that there's I think that there's two docks. There is the
Yeah.
dock that a lot of we see in episode 1 where a lot of the characters come in on, and then there's the dock of shame. Are those? Or am I?
That's
am
the same
I?
dock. That's the same dock.
That's the same. Oh,
Yeah. No. I think it's all the same. I think
maybe
there's
it's because
one
I've always seen one in daylight, and I see the other one at night.
Different angle. The one at night is facing away. The one daylight is forward.
Yeah.
No,
This
you
show is
can't park
fucking
there.
garbage.
That's the nighttime dock. Please proceed to the daytime dock.
So they definitely hate each other.
Yeah.
We cut away to Owen real quick. And as Owen's trying to get the key, his head ends up in the bear's mouth. And this is crap infinity.
Why did you have to say it like that?
Because that's how
That's
Owen
how he
says it.
says it.
That's how he says it. Yeah.
No, he says it with more remorse. But you just
Okay.
no, just no.
And then the bear wakes up.
God, that was so funny. Just everything that's been happening with Owen is so funny.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We cut back over to Gwen, who is crying in her pillow. Leshawna starts to comfort her. She was able to get her key because she beat up some alligators. Because she is a badass.
Mm-hmm.
And then finds out why Gwen is trying. And then bolts out of the cabin and actually plays the fucking game.
Damn right, baby.
Yeah.
This is
She
why
goes
Leshawna is
around
the
to
best
everyone
character.
she can. Sorry, go ahead.
This is why Leshawna is the best character.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah!
actually, let me check my notes again. Leshawna is the best. I wrote that down verbatim.
So she starts running around to try to get people in an alliance. Jeff agrees, and he's stinking now. DJ agrees to it. He falls out of the tree. And I think they use the same voice clip
Yeah, they do.
for both Jeff and DJ.
Yep.
She whispers to Duncan. He's in. Bridget gets her key from a bunny who has very sharp teeth, which you can mention the bunny now, Kelsey. What are you going to say for that?
So is it just me, or did everybody who ever made content for children decide that a seemingly innocent bunny suddenly being ferocious is hysterical? Because I swear I have seen this move done in 1,000 different ways.
Yes.
You know what it is? It's a Monty Python reference. All of them.
Right, I forgot. You're right.
Yeah, they do it in Holy Grail.
Also hoodwinked.
Right,
which
but-
is spoiler alert. The bunny is the evil one.
Well, and then also though in Secret Life of Pets recently, the bunny's obnoxious and crazy, so.
Oh, well, it's like subvertive expectations, you know.
Right. So no, but you're right, Matt. I forgot that Holy Grail. I forgot about that bunny. So that makes a lot of sense now. But it's I feel like it's so overdone, and
it's weird how many people reference it.
yeah, and I mean I'm
Yeah.
coming to this 13 years after, so they get some credit in being whatever I've seen over the last 13 years. They did it first, but still, I was like, come on, this is so overdone.
Yeah.
And as Bridget is in the tree, Leshawna comes out from the leaves to get her in on it. And Chris makes the announcement over the intercom to everyone get back to camp. And it seems that for this alliance right now, it is both Heather and Trent's fault.
Yeah, well, because all it is right now is it's from Gwen's perspective.
Exactly,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Where was I? Here we are.
While Trent is doing what he does best. Nothing.
Nothing. No one wants to sit near Jeff because he stink.
Mm-hmm.
Duncan points out, Izzy, you've got a snake on your head, and she's like, oh, he's friendly, and then he bites her again. She passes out again, and then this is my theory. I think that the venom is just making her stronger.
They're actually unlocking pressure points in her brain to
Acupressure?
just make her even more powerful. Yeah.
She will forever be known as Slither Kid.
Wow. I thought
Chris,
you said Slither
comes
Kin
back-
at first.
Slitherkin.
Like another type of like otherkin. It's a slitherkin.
Yeah.
Nice. Chris comes back in full pirate form, and announces that everyone is going to now try their keys on the chests. Duncan opens his, and he's got chips, and it looks like, I guess, a pack of cigarettes. I couldn't figure out what else it could have been.
I thought it was maybe gum.
Could have been gum. That makes more sense.
Cigarettes.
That's just like, I couldn't place anything but a pack of cigarettes for some reason. Owens won't open any, and Chris mentions that, oh, hey, some of these won't actually open anything, so it's just a big waste of time.
I feel like they just
Thanks,
pulled that
Chris.
out of their ass. Like, honestly.
Probably. Well, then we also like get a zoom out on Owen, and half of his body is in the bear.
And then he asks, can you guys do anything about this at least?
And then gets tranquilized. 2 on the bear, 1 on Owen.
Amazing.
Gwen gets a toaster from hers, and then Heather gets a basket of goodies with, oh, look at this! An invincibility pass! How lucky!
It's like the writer set it up. It's fucking rigged. Fucking rigged.
So it's whoever quote unquote wins this challenge is entirely dependent on who drew in that first in whoever drew that clue.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck the show. Because it's just like it's just like like the winner is predetermined.
Like I said earlier, this show is fucking garbage.
Oh, it's so good, but it's so bad.
Wait, you mean this is pre-scripted?
What?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. That's my theory.
You mean to tell me there's writers on this show?
Well, that changes. That changes everything.
Everything. Trent gets soda and looks pretty excited about it, but Leshawna kind of gives him a stink eye, and she has the lamp from A Christmas Story.
That's such an odd reference.
It is, and I never knew that was from A Christmas Story. I know the lamp. I recognize
Sexy
that style
lamp.
lamp. Yeah, like I've seen it many times referenced before. But
By the
I
way,
didn't know it was
can
from
I-
Christmas Story.
Can I mention how boring of a movie Christmas Story
It's
is?
the
I don't know if
worst.
that's.
I don't
I don't know
like
if
it.
that's a controversial
Why is it
opinion,
like a classic?
I don't know.
but
Is it because old people had nothing else to watch?
old people had nothing else to watch in the '80s, so it became a classic. But it's just such a boring movie.
I just think it's trash.
Well, is the Christmas Story with the 3 ghosts?
Oh,
No, that's
Christmas! That's a Christmas
That's just
Carol.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
No, it's the one with the kid with the glasses and he gets his tongue stuck to the pole.
Scrooge, you'll shoot your eye out.
I've never seen A Christmas Story, so I have to make sure that
Good, keep it that way. It's racist.
I just have to make sure that I'm thinking of the same story you guys are.
No,
Is it-
Christmas Carol is beautiful. It's great.
It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's a literal classic. It is taught in classics courses. Like that is
Yes,
no. We are
yes.
referring to the shitty '80s flick where there is a fishnet adorned leg lamp that has become iconic and needs to go away forever.
Sorry, Tiny Tim. We're gonna have to call the fire department. Your tongue is stuck to this
Wow, this is great.
And then
First
we're not even
your
going to
leg,
mention
now your tongue.
we're not even going to mention the Chinese restaurant waiters.
Yeah, I would have to say that I think that out of any category of trivia, Christopher would fail the worst at Christmas films.
Yeah.
I can see
Well, just general like any movie, TV show references at this point. That's where it's at.
It's fair.
I don't know. Chris's knowledge of superheroes always never ceases to amaze me.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. To be fair,
That's actually
true.
that is fair.
Is it Spider-Man DC?
That's
Please
fair.
tell me I actually don't know.
That was a legit question I asked Welsh once, and he corrected me.
Oh,
There you go.
I didn't care about superhero.
That's
there was
fine.
there was at one point in
That's
my life
fine.
where I liked Spider-Man, but I had no idea what whether Marvel or DC, what the fuck, whatever the comic thing was.
Yeah, you didn't read comics.
And I think I then ever since then the only superhero movie that I watched in the theaters was like the Avengers ones, and I was like, okay, that's okay.
And I think that was
Yeah.
just because Mom and I wanted to see something, and that was the only film you, Dad, and Anthony could go see at the same time.
I guess so.
I think that was
yeah,
literally just
then-
coincidental.
you tried to get me into the Guardians of the Galaxy, which again they were good, but like I didn't like nothing about Marvel or DC or anything really hooks me.
I have two things to say, and then we can stop talking about superheroes. That's not why we're here. But unless somebody else has something to say, then you're welcome to.
Go ahead.
Okay, just really quick. Guardians
I'll
of the
go after
Galaxy 2, the entire opening scene where Groot is whatever the fuck he's doing, I hate that so much, and it's a waste of my life. 1. 2, out of all of the superheroes, Spider-Man is very low on my list.
Really?
Yeah,
That's the opposite for me.
I
Spider-Man's
don't
one of my
dislike
favorites.
Spider-Man. It's not. He's not. I mean, he's not as low as like Black Widow, because fuck that. But like,
Fuck that.
yeah, like there's, I don't know, just not up there for me.
Here's the thing I was going to bring up. Have you seen Spider-Verse, Chris?
That's the one movie I think I would want to watch eventually.
It's very good.
That's not even like it's a good superhero movie. It is
No.
one of the best
Yeah.
pieces of film ever made.
It is.
Yeah, no,
It's
I keep
incredible.
on hearing
Yeah.
that. I will. It will come around one day. I'm sure.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
It's an okay movie. And keep your standard there.
Yeah.
It's an
That's
okay
probably
movie that you will watch.
Yes. Holds up knife.
The other thing that I wanted to say was that, like, I remember my initial reaction to when you, like, were saying that stuff. I was like, how could you not know? But, I mean, like, I can't, you can't be like, how can you not know something you don't know?
Yeah, those people are the worst. It's just like you get all right.
I mean,
don't know.
yeah, I feel like everybody's been that kind of person.
Yes. Oh, I have too. I'm not saying I'm definitely a hypocrite on that front.
Literally me with, like, all of Kirby and Earthbound lore.
But I think that just the fact that it's been like so hammered into a lot of culture was always like so surprising to me. But yeah, we can get off superheroes. I'm curious to pick your brain, Kelsey, on like what you think of different superheroes.
So let's do
'Cause
a
I'm very into superheroes.
Doc
but-
of Shame one-off that has nothing to do with Doc of Shame and only has to do with superheroes.
Just make your own podcast so you can do that.
Yeah, we got the tools, baby.
You
Thanks,
can
Anchor.
just do that.
I don't think
yeah.
that I ever told you guys about my podcast idea.
Oh, what is it?
Are you okay for me to take up airtime?
Yeah, that's
It'll
fine.
be fairly quick, but you have to stay with me. It's really weird. Like how I got here
Okay.
is really weird, and I preface that because you have to stay with me and not judge me. Because it's really weird, and it
Okay,
absolutely
I won't say anything until you're done.
It's good. It's good, guys.
but
I
it
trust me.
absolutely opens myself up to be mocked. So just hold on, just stay with me.
It's good.
Okay. So I was driving home from work, and I am a huge Simon and Garfunkel fan. Like, love Simon and Garfunkel, obsessed. Okay, I also kind of have a crush on Art Garfunkel, which is weird because he's kind of weird, but that's fine. So I'm driving home, and Bridge Over Troubled Water is playing on my radio, which is a beautiful song. But for some reason, in that song, Art Garfunkel singing Bridge Over Troubled Water is like arousing for me. Like, I love that song, and it's a terribly sad, sentimental song, but I love Art Garfunkel singing in that song. I'm like, oh my god, angel on earth, right? So then I was like, how would I even explain to people that is my reaction to that song? Because it is so weird. Like, that song is used in, like, choral practices for children. It is just a classic melancholy song. And I'm like, oh yeah, Art Garfunkel while I listen to it. So whatever, fine. So, like, that's me. So then I was like, there has to be other people who have weird, like, associations with songs or love something so much that it's, like, borderline turn on. Right? So that is where I started to go, where I'm like, there has to be other people that have weird shit that would be very hard to explain, but that it would be great to know and, like, normalize people and have that kind of conversation. So then I was like, oh my god, because it's 2020 and everybody has a goddamn fucking podcast, I'm going to make a podcast where I invite people on to talk about things, not the things that they just really like, not like that, like, not like things that they just, like, have a hobby and they enjoy and they want to talk about it or are obsessed with. These are things that are like, you are so into it that you're like into it. Like that you're so into it that it's like borderline, like that you cannot, the line between you enjoying it so much and being slightly aroused is blurred. It's not there anymore. And then I was gonna call it Turn On for What? And I have it in my back pocket. I have not decided how I'm going to do that or pursue it.
That is incredible.
But I got there eventually, and I was like, because there has to be more people like me who are really weird. And I'm like, I'm going to make that podcast, and I just haven't done it yet.
Kelsey,
and now I feel like I have to do it and then patent it before this show gets released so nobody else takes my idea.
I would so be down to get on that show.
Right? So that's where, but I just didn't, I don't know. I'm focusing on getting married right now, so it'll probably come after, but I don't know. I just thought that was really funny and stupid and funny.
We can't release this episode until after you get married now.
Well, I don't want to do that. No, you have to do You have to do that. I just meant, I hope nobody takes my idea, but it's fine. It's whatever.
Well, we have it in recording that you had the idea first.
All right, that's true. We're going to timestamp it. It is 8 o'clock on 11/12/2020.
Yep.
The fourth wall, it's everywhere!
I'm sorry. Never mind. We aren't real. We are but figments.
Time is a social construct.
Yes, true. That's true.
All right, let's get back to the...
I'm putting the wall back up. This episode exists in the exact time that you, the listener, are listening to it. We did not exist before now.
Can you cut
and
that
we
out?
only exist furthermore.
Just cut everything out. Just cut my whole spiel out, and I'll reserve it for another time.
I'm not going to.
Okay, all right.
I'm not going to.
Fine. God.
No, I'm just fucking around.
I'm nervous.
You're fine.
We can't afford walls here.
What kind of budget do you think we're working on?
Oh my god.
One of your main contributors is just a list writer. Like, what? Like...
Alright, let's get back to the episode, please. Lindsay gets an accordion, and Jeff gets cologne. And we get a bit of an advertisement. Cleaver Cologne. It cuts through the stink. Which is hilarious that Jeff...
Me too.
Oh, jeez.
That Jeff was like, I waded through toilet water just to get cologne. Nice. We go through DJ Bridget and Owen don't have any prizes. And then we get to the voting, and Leshawna, Owen, Duncan, and Bridget all vote for Trent. Owen kind of freaked out on the tranquilizers, but part of the alliance here. And then we get Trent, who says, I really feel like I made some such awesome friends here. It sucks to vote for one of them.
Bro.
Oh, how
And then
he
Lindsay
knew.
is peeing again. Sorry, say that
how
again.
little he knew.
Yeah. And then Lindsay is peeing again. And she notices that she's in the confessional. And then tries to hide behind her magazine.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it that she's peeing in 3 different instances, or is this just one long piss?
This could have been just edited in to this point.
I like to think it was one long piss.
That's what I think it is.
I imagined it as 2 separate instances, but oh well.
That works too. Confessional for Heather, where she mentions that she can play these losers like a violin, which she has been doing. We get to the marshmallows, and there's a very long pause before even the first marshmallow is given out. And then Jeff just starts. I said Jeff. I've been watching too much Survivor. Chris just starts throwing them out. Goes to Izzy, Jeff, Gwen, Leshawna, Lindsay, Bridget, DJ, Duncan, Owen. And Trent realizes that he doesn't have one. And he gets sad, and Leshawna jumps up and yells at him, "Take your 2-timing ways back to where you came from."
Woo!
Looking back, I think, because Chris usually says, the most suspenseful campfire ceremony yet, and
Yep.
I think that was the least suspenseful campfire ceremony we've ever seen. It was just and...
That's why he said episode,
Yep.
not campfire ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gwen looks at Heather after they realize that Heather's the one who did it, who played them, And Gwen's like, "Oh, you don't even care, do you?" And Heather's just like, "Just playing the game." And that's when Gwen and Trent kind of realize, and
I was infuriated.
Yeah. Leshawna apologizes for getting together against Trent. They were like, it was either going to be Heather or you, and Heather had invincibility. And Heather even explains that well, I had invincibility, so I couldn't go. Thanks for that, Heather. We all fucking knew.
Well aware.
So Gwen's upset. Trent asks if they're still okay, and she says yes. And then Trent gives her a pep talk about kicking ass in the game. And then they're about to kiss again, and Chris shows up and interrupts them. And as he's on the boat, he kind of gives her finger guns and thumbs up, and she's got tears in her eyes. And then everyone's on the dock saying bye to Trent, and Heather mentions like, "Okay, fine, I'm gonna go take a shower." And then we get the last scene of Leshawna getting the septic tank and redirecting it into the shower. And she finger guns. End of episode.
Not satisfying enough, but I am proud of Leshawna.
Me too.
I mean, this is like the equivalent of like getting a porta potty toppled over while you're inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is ratings time. Who would like to go first?
I will. I'll set the tone.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna give this a 6 overall. It was all right. It was an all right episode. I felt like the character dynamics really made it, but I think the challenge was not really anything that interesting, despite like the funny bits. I just generally I felt like a lot. I felt like there was just some things that just didn't really make a whole lot of sense character wise. I really stand on the fact that like I felt like they could have had that rift be caused without Trent falling for the Heather shit, because like to me it just didn't make much sense considering everything that happened. So.
All right. Gabe, what do you give this episode?
I'll give it a 5.1.
Okay, I would like these. You know what? We've done non-.5s before.
It's okay.
So it's fine.
It's fine.
So yeah, 5.1.
Point one, I feel like it's just so gratuitous.
Care to explain?
It's just my main problem with the episode is just Trent is such a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, it's just so like I know he's a plank of wood, but like he's especially a plank of wood in this episode because of how just unaware he is.
Just since we're dealing with the cartoon, are we saying that he's a literally animated plank of wood, or are we just calling him that because he's stupid?
Yeah, that.
Okay,
he's stupid.
Okay.
He's dumb, but also he's kind of useless.
Okay, just checking.
Has little agency.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I actually gave this episode an 8. Challenge isn't that great, and that's mainly the reason why it gets cut down. This is just like the perfect way to make Heather worse. Mm-hmm. And by that, like a worse person in a way that makes her character more established. Because a lot of the pre-merge, like she's mean, and we get told that. But there are some episodes where she's just like not involved, a non-factor in the episode.
Definitely.
And now it's really like this is Heather in full Heather.
Mm-hmm.
So I love this moment. This is one of my favorites in the show, just because of how much it really just gets her character going.
Yeah.
It's marked off because the Heather has plot armor, and because the challenge itself actually wasn't that good. I'm going to change it to 7.5. The more that I'm talking.
Okay.
Point 5.
7.4.
Plot armor is kind of stupid, and the challenge wasn't great overall. But other than that, fun episode for me.
Sure.
Walsh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 5.5. I always feel like I need to.
Oh,
Matt, I'm
Uh-oh.
sorry.
We cannot hear you if you're talking.
Oh no.
Oopsie doopsie, I have to go to the bathroom.
Hello?
Okay, we
you're
can hear
back.
you now.
Okay. Sorry, Gabe. You're not going
No,
to the bathroom.
I was referencing Undertale.
So I thank you again, Matt. I always feel like I need to check my previous ratings as like levels to go off of.
No, I totally
feel
get
like I feel like I always use the first episode as a kind of jumping off point, at least for me. And how those ratings went, and then even seeing like how high some previous episodes have gone too. I think I'm going to give this one a 5.5.
Okay.
I felt like of course, it's been the things that have been mentioned. The challenge wasn't too strong. It didn't really mesh with the actual plot of the episode very well.
100%. Yep.
It was much more of a challenge for challenge sake, while things just happened around it. I felt like the spotlight here was, of course, on Trent and Twent with on Twent and Gwen, but I felt like that spotlight wasn't fully fleshed out enough. I felt like it felt more like the gags from the like cast ensemble carried the episode more than the plot.
Interesting.
I hate Heather. And the whole like I'll kiss his boyfriend in front of her to mess up their relationship. I mean, of course, like this is 2007, so but it is like something that we've seen before.
It's a
and
trope.
isn't too
It's a trope.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, looking back through a lot of my notes, almost all of my notes and the things that I had reactions to were always like minor characters. Whether it be like Heather trying to get into the fridge, or something with Izzy or Owen or Duncan or anybody except for Gwen and Trent. Near the end, we have Trent's farewell, and I'm like, I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
I don't care about this relationship. I don't care about but now this will be Gwen's struggle that will push her to be the protagonist and win. And it just feels very empty. But other than that, I felt like it was very much saved by a lot of the ensemble cast, the visual gags,
Definitely.
and a lot of the other characters coming through.
Just to add to your point, like I think that I felt like one of the reasons why we would be invested in such a relationship is because of Gwen. I don't think anyone is like a huge Trent fan and they're just latched onto their relationship because of Trent. Like I think because Gwen has been such one of the more like level-headed characters of the show, one that is generally just the more likable, one of the more likable characters. I think that we want to see her happiness and to see it get crushed the way it was. Yes, plays into Heather's hand and plays into her character a bunch, but I think that's where maybe the emotion might come in for some fans, where it's like Gwen's heart just got broken for no fucking reason. But really, like the relationship by itself, it was like, okay. Like I could not give a shit about Trent, and I think that there's some people that might feel bad for Trent after what happened here, but I just don't, because I think that at this point, the way that the character is written, like how is it that you could not see what Heather was doing there? How is it that we have not seen every single instance of Heather being a dick throughout the entire series, and just now you're like, oh, she's crying, so I guess now I have to feel sympathy for her. Like, no.
Yeah, to really be like, sorry, I know we should move on, but to Gwen's credit of not only carrying an audience's interest, but to also basically carry the interest of not only her own relationship to an audience, but Trent's whole character, pretty much.
Basically.
Because other than that, we have punching bag tragic backstories, which is fun for like a gag, and I'm definitely looking forward to more tragic backstories. But like, it just goes to show how Gwen's back must be hurting from carrying Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kelsey, what is your rating for this episode?
So I'm tempted to just make up some sort of like crazy bullshit rating and like then just die on that hill and justify it, like be like it gets a 10 because I know mine doesn't factor into the algorithm, whatever you're doing anyway.
We'll probably factor it in to the average rating for the episode.
No, we're not.
Yeah, I was told I am excluded because I am not a part of the original ratings for any of the other episodes.
Listen, your opinion matters, just not to the spreadsheet.
Okay, that's fine.
Not to the docket sheet.
Wait, I missed Walsh's number though. Like I heard his explanation, but I think I didn't hear.
He was
5.5.
5.5. Okay, all right. So are we going based off of Price is Right rules or?
No, I don't know.
Oh
Fuck!
Walsh, your phone.
I'm sorry.
It's giving birth.
What?
I paid.
Walsh's phone is giving birth.
Oh my god! An iPod Nano.
What is happening?
Don't worry about it.
I paid
Kelsey,
Walsh
what's
to
your number?
dramatically put in that tone after my joke so that it was funnier.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it's like a 3. I didn't watch the other ones, but I was bitterly disappointed by the end. I'm giving it a 3 for each time that one girl peed. But like, otherwise, it would have been like a total 0.
That is extremely.
And
valid.
considering the context, like this is a hard episode to watch as the first episode because the evil wins kind of at the end, and that's never fun. And because Heather is no anti-hero. Is it anti-hero? Is that what it's referred to as?
Yeah, she's not that. She's the antagonist.
She's just the flat out antagonist. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. Any final? Oh, jeez. I don't know why I'm coughing so much. Any final thoughts?
You're choked up over the newborn babe.
I guess so.
So
Oh god, this iPod Nano.
Seriously though, like what would have happened if Martin McFly like
no
no
no just forget the sex part. I'm just saying like what would have happened if he just decided to stay back and marry his mother and like continue on that timeline? Would he like just phase out of existence?
This
before
is
that
not
he
this,
creates
this is the place.
Listen, this is how time travel works. He creates a second timeline.
Oh, okay. So, but then him and his mom could live happily ever and have kids.
Exactly.
They just cannot have children.
But wait, but
I mean, they can, but they'll probably have like 18 toes.
Although, wait, isn't there a part? Is it part of the story though? Is that like at some point he starts like his body starts to fade away and then he starts playing rock music and then he's awake again for whatever the fuck that works.
Yeah. It's now that I think about it, it's not that he entirely creates it. It would be a completely different timeline because like his siblings fade away and he starts to fade away. So if he takes his mom off of that track, then he will fade away.
But then after the last ghost, he appreciates Christmas.
Oh, I see. Yes, that's right. I remember that now.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that ghost was the creator of rock music, and he got the phone call.
Wasn't it the big old marshmallow?
And he invented the leg lamp.
Yeah, and then he went to find his dad in New York City.
Oh my god. And he lassos the moon. Cut the episode
I've
here.
never
Donald
been
Trump tells him which way to go.
Right.
I've never been more excited to ask Walsh to do the Dramarama.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think with these.
Oh, Kelsey hasn't experienced this yet. Great.
No.
So, Kelsey, are you familiar with the television program Total Dramarama?
Only because it kept auto-filling in when I was searching on YouTube. I'm
Okay.
like, what the fuck is this?
So it is the current Total Drama series where they're all in daycare run by Shep.
Oh my god,
Make
why?
it baby.
Make everything is
baby.
That's why.
Make
So
it
Walsh
baby.
at the end of every episode decides to read a plot description from an episode of his choice.
Like, this is currently on the air.
Yes.
This is currently on
and
the
it's
air,
getting
yes.
some big ratings.
Great, I'm happy for them.
So, this is an episode that has not yet come out.
Oh god.
Okay.
Okay.
So actually, this might change. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, when I go to the Wikipedia page for Total Dramarama, it does not show the episode lists, and it does not show the, and with that, of course, does not show the episode descriptions. So I am on the Total Drama Wiki, where I have all my information. So thank you guys on the Total Drama Wiki. I really appreciate that. God, the writer is even like to be announced. And
Thank you to be announced.
The American air date is November 21st, 2020, while the Canadian air date has not even been announced yet. It is season 2, episode 34. It's coming from TBA. Thank you, TBA. Chef accidentally cooks up a killer cyborg turkey in a failed attempt to get the kids to appreciate him on Appreciation Day.
What?
Wonderful. It makes a lot of sense. I like it. Yeah.
You know, killer cyborg turkey. Because I guess Thanksgiving is copyrighted.
Oh, did I say the name of the episode?
Wait,
No, you didn't.
Gobblehead?
God, fuck it. Okay.
Say that again?
Gobblehead.
So gobblehead like bobblehead.
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Kelsey, thoughts?
So, continuity error. That's what I'm going to claim. Is he a chef or an engineer?
No, his name is Chef.
But he is
And
a
as
chef.
I say that out loud...
Is he no longer a chef in this instance of the game?
No, he's a daycare. No, this isn't a game. They're in a daycare.
Chef runs a daycare.
He runs
and
a daycare.
all of the contestants are now toddlers that are at the daycare.
Like we said earlier, it's a different timeline.
Alternate universe.
So is he run a daycare or is he an engineer?
Why you keep on saying
Well,
engineer?
he cooks
He's not
up
an
a
engineer
robot, a cyborg turkey.
because he accidentally cooks up a killer cyborg turkey.
Wait. The turkey's already a cyborg?
I guess so.
I don't know.
Okay,
guess so.
So when you said cooks up, I didn't... Okay, wait a minute. This is really confusing. You said cooks up, implying that's why I thought he was still a chef. 1. 2, when you said cooks up, I thought maybe you meant, like, actually crafted, because people use that phrasing to say, like, I cooked something up, and they don't literally mean cook it up. So that's why I thought you were saying that he made a cyborg turkey, and I thought he was a chef because his name is Chef, and he was a chef.
I think they mean cook up in the literal sense here. I think he literally cooked a turkey, and it became, or it already was a cyborg turkey, and he cooked it up.
I didn't sign up for this. I watched the goddamn episode. I did what you people wanted from me. I don't know what more I can do. I'm confused, and I want to go home.
I'm glad that Kelsey has reached this point, like we all have with this Total Drama.
Welcome to the Total Dramarama experience.
God,
Yeah.
don't ask me back. Good luck to Robbie, because I don't even know.
It's a lost cause. It's a lost fucking cause.
God.
This has been the Dr. Shane podcast. Thank you, Kelsey, for joining us.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciation Day.
Don't let your cyborg turkeys take over your Appreciation Day. The Doc of Shame podcast is brought to you by Team Chaos Productions. Find us on Twitter @Doc of Shame and find more of our work at Team Chaos Pods.